guys, it's Michael from Fire and Brilliance, and today we get to go over one shape of the 3 collections that I had mentioned to you about just last week, okay? So today we'll be going over a comparison video of our first crush ice cushion shaped stones, the skinny version, the wide version, versus a standard cut from Charles & Colvard, the Forever One. And I'm gonna get right into it for you. Alright guys, so the first stone that I'll be taking out for the comparison purposes is something that you guys are probably used to looking at, which is the Forever One Moissanite by Charles & Colvard. This is the colorless version, okay? So it's ranged between a D, E, and F color, and this is approximately an 8mm by 8mm stone. It's a cushion-shaped stone, it's a Forever One, and again, it's a cushion brilliant cut. So as you can tell, this is definitely a colorless stone, and it sparkles real nice. So the second stone that I will be taking out here is our first crush Moissanite from our Fab Moissanite line. It is our Fire and Brilliance line, and again, this is a first crush cushion shaped stone. So all that basically means is that this is a crushed ice version of a cushion elongated shape, but we're showing a few variables here, okay, that I do want you to pay attention to. This is a near colorless version of the stone. So there's a little bit of warmth to it, you know, and again, as I've said in many of my videos in the past, different people like different things. You know, some may like the near colorless, some people like a little warmth to it because it makes it look more like the common diamond, and at the same time other people prefer straight colorless stone. That said, the difference here between this stone and the Forever One, let me go ahead and take that back and put it on my hand here, is first and foremost, obviously what you can tell the difference here is the color. One is completely colorless while the other one is a near colorless stone. Second is this stone is an elongated gem. So in other words, the length is longer than the width versus standard cushion cut from Forever One. They have the same size, length and width ratio approximately. But with the first crush, that's the first thing that I want you to notice is the difference between the colorless and near colorless. The second thing is to notice the difference between the way the facets are placed. Take a look at that standard brilliant cut. It shines symmetrically almost, whereas a first crush ice Moissanite, the difference is that the facets are very busy, whereas it looks like a whole bunch of mirrors reflecting back and forth to each other. As a matter of fact, what this ultimately does is that it kind of tones down fire and the brilliance of natural capability of silicon carbide, or what moissanite is typically made of. What that really does is it really brings it down and it makes it look very close to the common diamond as a diamond alternative. So it's the reason why it's very popular for those that are looking for a diamond alternative that looks very close to that of common diamond. If you are used to looking at diamonds, then you'll know what I'm referring to. Sparkles is toned down a bit, color is a little warmer, and at the same time the reflection, it's a little busier inside the gem as opposed to going directly to your eyes compared to that of the regular brilliant cut. So with that said, the last stone that I want to take out here, guys, is our colorless version. So as you can tell, not only is it colorless, but it's a skinny cut. There are a few variables here that I want to kind of point out. Again, the Forever One Moissanite by Charles & Colvard has the same size from a length to width ratio. The first crush, we can definitely make it or custom cut it to where, you know, if you prefer to have the same sizes as well from the length to width, but we also make it elongated as well, whereas the length is longer than the width. The difference between this stone versus that stone is the fact that obviously this stone is the colorless version of our first crush cushion moissanite, and this is the near colorless version of our first crush cushion moissanite. As you can see visually, this is a skinny cut versus this specific cut where it's a little wider. So it's definitely a wider cut. Okay, so the beauty of what we're able to do now is that we do provide standard cut sizes on our site for you to choose from, but if you prefer a specific custom cut because you have a specific ring that you need a specific size for, we could definitely do that too. We could customize everything now, from jewelry to your own moissanite. So this is a custom cut where it's a skinny cut And this is a custom cut where it's a wider cut, and we can also cut it with the same size like that of the Forever One as well. The difference again is the color here, and this is the first crush ice, where there are many mirrors and reflections within the stone that tones down the sparkle, tones down the fire a bit, tones down the brilliance a bit, so that it looks a lot closer to that of the common diamond, and makes a great diamond alternative if that's what you're going for. And if that's not what you're going for, and what you're going for is just truly a beautiful moissanite, that works too. There you go. Hopefully you guys can have a good visual of all three stones. Alright guys, so the first stone that I'll be taking out is something that you guys are probably used to seeing in my past videos. This is the Forever One Charles & Colvard Moissanite. Again, it's the colorless version. This is approximately an 8mm stone, so it should be 8mm based on the length, as well as 8mm for the width as well. Okay, there you go. Yep, there you go. So it's about there, and then that's 8 by 8 or 8.04 by 8 by the depth is a approximately 1.5 millimeters. Okay, so if you're talking about diamond equivalent weight, this should be approximately a 2.4 carat diamond equivalent weight, but because it being a moissanite, it should weigh slightly less for the actual weights. Okay, so the next stone that I'll be taking out, guys, is our near colorless version of our first crush moissanite. That's the first crush, or the crush ice moissanite. This specific stone is actually not one of our standard sizes, but rather it is a custom cut stone that we made specifically for this video. So this specific stone here is a 7.21 millimeter in terms of the width, and it's approximately an 8.84 millimeter in terms of the length, and then the depth is 5.81 millimeters. Now, there's a reason why we custom cut the stone this way, guys, and you'll see in a bit, because we're doing another segment where we're setting on specific jewelry. So we custom cut the stone based on that custom ring that we actually made for this video and for other things here. So with that said, the diamond equivalent weight, or the actual weight, is all dependent on the type of mineral that you're using. For this specific stone, obviously moissanite is made of silicon carbide, so the density matters. The length and width and depth of every single stone and the way it's cut and faceted will determine the actual weight, or the diamond equivalent weight as well. So this stone should have a diamond equivalent weight of anywhere between about a 3.2 to 3.25 diamond equivalent weight. But obviously if it's moissanite, it's going to weigh slightly less. Now the last stone, guys, is the elongated skinny version of our first crush moissanite. And this specific stone is also a custom cut stone, which is a 6.1 millimeter by the width, and a 9.05 millimeter based on the length. And we cut the stone to be slightly more shallow, so the depth, it's slightly more shallow, so that we could set on a specific ring for you guys to see in a bit. So that's a 4.13. So the diamond equivalent weight for this specific stone should be about 1.9 carat diamond equivalent weight, and obviously it being a moissanite, it should weigh slightly less than that. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wait for you guys. Alright guys, so the first stone that I'll be weighing in is the 8mm Charles & Colvard Forever One Moissanite, the standard cushion brilliant cut. Again, this stone should be about a 2.4 carat diamond equivalent weight. It being a moissanite, being less dense than that of a diamond, it should weigh slightly less, and that comes out to a 2.135 moissanite actual weight. Okay. The second stone that I'll be taking out in the same order that I've been presenting these stones is the first crush Near-Colorless Moissanite by Fire and Brilliance. Now with that said, this is a custom cut, so based on the measurements earlier, it should be approximately a 3.2 to 3.25 diamond equivalent weight, but with it being a moissanite, it should definitely weigh slightly less. So let's go ahead and weigh that. Yep, and that comes out to about a 2.92 total moissanite actual weight. So the last stone that I'll be taking out is the first crush colorless elongated skinny cut crush ice collection, okay, from Fire and Brilliance. So with that said, after measuring the measurements earlier, the approximate diamond equivalent weight of this should be about a 1.9 carat diamond equivalent weight. So let's go ahead and find out the actual moissanite weight. That comes out to about a 1.675 carats of total actual moissanite weight. And this is also a custom cut. Alright guys, so I am very excited about this new segment of our F&B Geminar, which basically will showcase the stones that we are comparing on a few pieces of jewelry, so just so that you guys can have a better visualization as to what they look like. Okay, so the first one that I'm taking out here is the Elongated First Crush Ice Cushion Moissanite, and it's the Fab Moissanite. Okay, this is a Near-Colorless version, just so that you guys can see that there's a slight bit of warmth to the stone. It's very, very pretty. You know, a lot of people may not like the warmth. There's also a whole bunch of other people that do like the warmth, only because, you know, moissanite, although it's its own gemstone and it's very beautiful, a lot of people do use it as a diamond alternative, and with a little bit of warmth to the stone, sometimes it makes it look very close to that of the common diamond. And hopefully you guys can see that here with the first crush ice, all the little facets, all the little reflections, it looks like a bunch of mirrors just reflecting back and forth. On this piece of vintage jewelry, this is the CD50 on our website. That's basically how it looks like here. Really, really pretty with the halo around it. The diamonds on the halo, on top of the halo, as well as on the sides as well. And this is on 14K white gold with a 4-prong head and natural diamonds as accent stones. The second ring that I'll be taking out, this again is the skinny cushion from our first crush collection. Is also a crushed ice stone. This is the colorless version, and as you can tell, it's completely white. It's very nice, and it's set on 14K white gold as well, with diamond accents on the sides. This is a 4-prong setting. It's within our ice solitaire collection. So if you like the simplicity of how this looks, where the center stone is the main attraction, this might be the type of setting that you might want to set the stone on, because it really showcases the center stone, and then the side stones are very subtle, where it gives it an extra spark, but it isn't too much where it takes it away from the center stone. Again, that is on solid 14K white gold. Alright guys, so I hope you guys like what you saw there. Again, we're super excited about our new line, and we will be doing a whole bunch of these videos coming up with all of our shapes, all of our cuts, all of our collections. Just as a preview, I do want to let you know that the next video that's coming out will be about the cushion hearts and arrows from our Cupid collection at Fire and Brilliance. Okay, thanks again for following us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button, comment below, let us know exactly what you like or what you don't like about it, and we'll be happy to get back to you. All right, thanks again, and goodbye.